Hi. So I'm in the extremely fortunate position of owning both a Squier JV, this bad boy here, which you can see on the headstock, and a Greco. Both of them are from the early 80s. Both of them are made in Japan guitars. And both of them have often been compared to each other. Jump cut. So people often say like, hey, a Greco is kind of the same as a Squier JV from that era. And there was something about Fender working with the same factories or whatnot. This is not a history lesson. It's more just a qualitative comparison between the two instruments, checking out how they are the same and how they're different. And if you're in the market for either of these, you should know that they are old instruments, and picking them up and buying them, like, they will rarely come without any problems at all. For both of them, in my case, I had to get the frets done on a Greco, and this JV is quite new for me, but I will definitely have a fret leveling done on it, which is not cheap. So you have to know that out of the box, that after your initial investment, there might be a requirement that that you haven't thought of to begin with. So be cautious of that, and be sure to have a few extra money ready. Anyway, so side by side, very, very, very similar looking instruments. The Squier here is based on a 62 Fender, and the Greco is based on a 50s Fender. So already here we can see that the models they're going after different goals of mimicking different instruments. So obviously there are going to be some sound differences. Looking at the bodies, the Squier has a heavier body, which is made out of no less than 5 pieces of wood. And the Greco has a lighter body, and it is overall a lighter instrument. And I think it's only made out of 3 pieces of wood. Obviously, when you get a sunburst guitar, it might be made out of fewer pieces, or less pieces, fewer pieces of wood. So on and so forth. The lacquer on the neck on the Squier feels different from the Greco, where the Greco has a more matte, or not matte. I mean, there's still glossy lacquers, and so the Greco just feels a little softer, and the Squier feels a little bit harder. The Greco has the grain running up along the neck, and it looks very beautiful. Where the Squier has a more, I don't know if you can see it here, just more chaotic wood grain to it. The Squier has 60s styles pickups, and they're quite lovely, but as you can see here, they're also very heavily staggered. And the effect of having a very heavily staggered pickup is that your G string might sound a lot louder than your B and your E string. So you have to be aware of that. As we can see, the Squier has been modded. This is not the original humbucker. The original pickup. It's a Bill Lawrence 500 or XL 500 that was installed by the previous owner. And it's one that I used to play the introduction of this video on. It obviously sounds nothing like an original Fender 60s bridge pickup at all. The Greco is all original. I had to have the pickups potted for microphonic feedback, and I put a bridge base plate on the bridge, so it sounds a little bit more like a Telecaster than a regular Stratocaster pickup would. Anyway, let's see what we came here for, which is the sounds. So starting out here on the neck pickup of the Squier JV. So out of the box we can hear this chimey, mid-scooped, lovely Fender 60s kind of sound. And if you go to the position 4 and you play the same thing, boy, that feels good. When I got this guitar and I played this, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, sounds so damn good. And if you do some like funky Nile Rodgers stuff, like check it out. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so right. Like just out of the box, like this guitar is super duper nice. And it is a 60s funk machine. What surprised me a lot about this guitar, giving it its very bright pickups, is that if I take the tone controls here and I roll them down a little bit, we're in David Gilmour land, and it sounds super damn good. Yeah. I'm not really a middle pickup player, but here's some middle pickup. That went really badly, but I hope it gives you an idea of how that sounds. Here's a bunch of chords with a neck pickup. Same chords on the middle. Neck and middle, excuse me, and now the middle. And just a little bit more neck and middle, just because it's so good. as you can hear, the Squier gets a little bit noisy, and I need to paint it with some whatever paint inside of it, some shielding paint to get rid of the noise, because this guitar deserves it, because it's a goddamn good guitar. Now, let's listen a little bit to this not so original humbucker in the bridge just for fun. Let's put on some modern high gain tones and see what this beast can do. Get the idea. Here's a little bit of what are we gonna play. Like, you can play heavy metal on this thing if you really need to, but you don't have to. We have a little bridge pickup here on some clean crunch. Sounds good. It's just like, it doesn't have all the high end of a regular humbucker because the potential meters are 256k and not 500k, but damn, like it sounds good. It sounds throaty. Compared to the neck pickup, they complement each other very, very well. They could do very different things. So I'm not super sad about not having the original bridge pickup in this one. It's just different. It works, it's cool. I can play rock gigs with this thing as soon as I get it shielded and fret leveled. So, it's pretty fucking nice. Excuse my language. Now, this would not be a comparison video if I didn't talk about the Greco either. So, let's have a look. Well, hello again. Here is the Greco. You can see here it says superpower in case my camera won't catch that. And it is the cheapest Greco Strat that they made. Now, I've been to Japan and I've actually tried out a few different Greco Strats over there. And I would say they're all vastly different. I tried a 70s Strat that I really like, and I tried the Jeff Beck model, which I didn't like at all. But maybe I just got a Monday model or whatever, like one that wasn't particularly good. But what I can say about the 3 different Greco Strats that I tried are that they are in themselves very different instruments. This one, quality-wise, if you look at the bridge, if you look at the tuners, if you look at the wood, the way the neck is done, everything, it compares quite well to the JV. I would say the lacquer on the neck on the JV feels a little bit more expensive, whereas the Greco feels just like soft and welcoming. Where the JV has a neck shape that's a little bit flatter on the back, the Greco has a slightly more round neck shape, and I like both of them. I think I've had the Greco the longest, so the round neck shape just sits better in my hand. It's better. It compares better to like the Paul Reed Smith guitars that I usually play. Sound-wise, I think the Greco has a softer sound to it, and not as much high end. So we play the neck pickup here. Sounds damn good too. It doesn't have that mid scoop that the 60s style pickup has on the JV, but it still sounds damn good. Here's a bit of the same funk lick that I was playing before. Straight out of the box, we can doesn't have that mid scoop. Still sounds damn good. It's still pretty much a funky guitar. Here's the neck pickup. Whoa. Sounds good, feels good, is nice. Few chords here, neck pickup. Few more chords here with the neck in the middle. By itself, let's see if I can get back on the horse again after that horrible Pink Floyd thing I did on the Squier. Sounds good, feels good, is nice. So the Greco has the original bridge pickup here, but it's got that bass plate that I talked about that gives it more of a tele-twangy sound. It's still pretty cool. Also overdrives in a slightly different way. Let's go to a Marshall style sound here. It's That's nice. But as you may be able to tell, I like it more clean. Here's a little something. Put just a hair more reverb on that shit. And with the neck and middle. Wait. Sounds good and feels good to me. So yeah, I could play a million more things, but I already played a lot. So the comparison ends here. If there's any particular style or any riff you want to hear in both of them, ask me. Maybe I can accommodate that. But I hope you got the impression that these are two. Both are very high quality instruments, but they have quite different sounds. What the heck? Let's play a little bit more on the Squier. Let's play the thing we just did. Let's play the thing we just did with the Squier and see how it sounds with that scooped 60s sound.